Oh yeah, what's going on, fam? It's your man VACAY-J, and yes, I'm back with another video. This is for episode 16, the recap for Tyler Perry's Ruthless. The title is Plan in Action, and it reads, Mac warns Sheriff Conley about an FBI tactic to take them both down. Lacey begs Zane to take a drastic step towards freedom, and Ruth gives Laura advice on how to stay alive at the compound. So, where do we leave off? We left off where Aaron has gotten out of the trunk, and now he's hiding behind some logs. Some hunters are out there shooting at deer, and they're like, who is it? It's like, it's Aaron. It's like, what are you doing here? What are you doing here? And again, they're out there hunting, and your boy is on the run. He's like, hey, listen, I need help. I need to get to the sheriff, and they're like, who are you? What are you doing here? Oh, you one of those hippies at the Raku campus? And they are really questioning him, but they're a little schemish themselves, right? And they're like, listen, you can't go to the sheriff. We're doing some illegal stuff out here. He's like, I promise I won't tell. I promise I won't tell. And they're like, we don't believe you. He's like, can you help me? So he's like, can you help me with the handcuffs? So they shoot the handcuffs off, and they tell him, go ahead down the creek, but don't go to our sheriff because we don't want you telling him anything crazy. And he's like, okay, thank you. He's like, get out of here. So Aaron is now again on the run without the handcuffs. Will he get away? Here we go with Mac coming in the office talking to the sheriff, and they're like, yeah, Andrew said I was down. He's like, that's crazy. They know they down with each other. And, they're really just kind of talking it up. They're texting each other to say, hey, is the room bugged? And the sheriff's like, no, I checked. Are you sure? Yeah, I checked, man. What do you think? I'm stupid? So they make sure that the room is not bugged, but we don't know that it's not bugged. But they sit down, and Mac is like, listen, you got to go get that guy, man. He's in the trunk. He could die. I don't want this to be on me. He's like, don't worry. They're going to get him. Why you in a pen? Why is your pennies in a bunch? Like, calm down. Like, Mac again is like on edge because he knows he's doing the wrong thing, but he doesn't want himself to be caught up. But listen, if anybody goes down, they're both going to go down, period, because they're working with the Raku. But is there more than meets the eye? Is Mac undercover? We shall see. So here comes Elder Mother Marva, and she's like, hey, Zane, I need you to come with me, and I need you to go and give Lacey a bathroom break and then get her to put up the clothes on the line, okay? Okay, all right? And she, again, Zane is playing the game, right? So she walks over, Elder Mother walks over to tall-ass Bridget, like she's super tall. And she's like, oh, how's the Elder Mother doing? How you doing? They're having a little chit-chat. And, Bridget is being really good, and she's really good in the eyes of Elder Mother Marva, So, again, we shall see what happens with this interaction, because I think this is the first time we're seeing Bridget and Elder Mother Marva interact. Here comes scammy-ass River. He's like, hey, Elder Mother, definitely we want to get the food for the prisoners, She's like, why are you concerned about that? Huh? Did the highest send you? Well, yeah, he didn't send me, but, we wanted to make sure that they were ready. So when he came back, you got that special stuff to have them tell the truth. So, it's good that we get it going. She's like, well, if the highest doesn't tell me to do it, then I'm not going to do it. I'll wait for the highest to come back. He's like, you sure? Because, the highest is very busy, listen to that. He keeps trying to poison Peter, but she's like, you know what, boy, get out of here. Me don't want you in my kitchen no more. Get out of here. Again, River's trying to take out Peter so he won't snitch on him. So we'll see what happens with that as we move forward. Now, back to the punishment trailer with Malcolm and Peter. And he goes in to tell Peter that, yes, the highest is terrible, that he took out some old people who were taking care of some kids, and by the time they found him, everybody was gone. Everybody was dead. And he is the most terrible person in the world. And Peter's like, I don't believe you. You're the government. He really is not trying to believe him. But Malcolm absolutely is clear at this point and telling him what he found out when he was a good agent with the FBI. Again, Peter does not believe him, doesn't want to be a part of his thing, doesn't want him to even talk to him at this point. He's just mad that he's in there with Malcolm and mad at the fact that he got caught, right? Peter, again, is just like, I want to kick your teeth in. I don't like you. Like, stop talking to me. And again, Malcolm is trying anything to get out of this punishment trailer. He's been in there way longer than anybody. So here's River rolling up on Ruth. He's like, hey, Ruth, what's going on? She's like, what do you want, man? What's going on? Why are you here? And really, he's trying to get the poison into Peter to take him out. And she's just like, yo, I'm not making any moves. And he's saying that Zane is mad because he didn't tell her about the plan. And he's like, I'll leave her, I'll leave Joan, but I wouldn't leave you. And Ruth was like, you know what? I don't even trust you. So he's asking, Ruth to talk to Zane. And she's like, I'm not helping you with nothing. You effed up everything. I'm not playing around. I'm out of here. She's like, really? He's like, really? Come on, Ruth. And he's yelling her name. She walks away. Now, Zane goes to see Lacey. It's like, yeah, I'm here to, take you. No, this and that. And she's like, listen, I need to tell you something. So Zane tells Lacey, hey, River didn't tell me that they were going to try to escape with this guard and all this and that. So Lacey's like, listen, we need to come up with our own plan. You need to be nice to River and Ruth because they are out for themselves and Joan is out for themselves. And she's like, listen, you got to sleep with a guard. Who's a guard that likes you? She's like, no, I don't want to do it. Manny, I don't like him. She's like, listen, do what you got to do. Like, woman up, like pull your panties up, woman up. We got to get out of here. We're on our own out here. We need our freedom. So you need to get with Manny because we need a guard so we can get out of this. Whoever's guarding the gate, we need you to smooth over this guard so we can get away somehow, some way. So that's been the plan for everybody to sleep with a guard so they can let him out the gate. Now, here comes Scumbag Lewis, and he's looking at the lady in the shower, walks over to her talking about, hey, you look good today. I guess that's all you need to say in the Raku. But Bridget is looking on, and he points to the young lady like, yo, meet me over there, right? So she goes into this little outhouse closet or whatever the case is. And yeah, she goes in there with her towel and Bridget is looking on talking about, I knew it. I knew he was playing me. We all knew that Scumbag Lewis is a player. Here we go with Laura. She's looking around. Of course, she's looking for Aaron as to where his whereabouts is. And she walks into this punishment trailer. Who's in the punishment trailer? Of course, she walks in the trailer with Malcolm and Peter. He's like, hey, come in here, right? So she's surprised. She's like, oh my God, she didn't find Aaron, but she found these two. And of course, Malcolm's like, come in, help us out. We need your help, help untie us, He's like, are you here to wash us? What are you here to do? And she's like, oh, I'm sorry. I walked into the wrong place. And Peter, he just goes off like, get out of here before I tell the highest and you'll be in trouble, right? Just yelling and screaming at her. It's like, yo, she's in the wrong place, but she could possibly help out. Of course, Laura is scared out of her mind. She's confused because she has Malcolm telling her to stay, Peter telling her to go. They're both yelling at her. She is so confused and it's crazy to watch because Laura doesn't know what to do at this point. She walked into the wrong punishment trailer. She's like, I'm sorry. And she goes back and forth. And then eventually she leaves. And, Malcolm's like, why did you do that? And your boy Peter's like, listen, don't even talk to me, man. I wish I could kick you in the face and all of this and that. Like, he really does not like Malcolm. So Ruth rolls up and sees Laura's like, what are you doing here? I'm just, are you looking for your husband? Yes, I am. And she's like, you look clear. Have you been, eating the right food from Zane? She's like, yes, I have. She's like, listen, I'm going to help you out. How you going to help me out? Well, I'm going to help you out by telling you to play the game, but also that your husband got away, overpowered that man that was in the trailer. And yes, he is out of here. He is safe. He's out of here. He got away. She's like, oh my God, thank you. And Ruth is like, listen, you got to play the game. Don't eat whatever elder mother makes for you. Play the game so eventually you can get up out of here, all right? You can get up out of here, but be careful. Don't seem too clear because the highest can tell when you are not on the stuff. So act like you're high, smile a lot, smile like you're high, and then you'll get away. But keep playing the game. So Ruth was trying to help her out. At the same time, she has that idea that she came here for Joan and all this and that. She doesn't know that Joan has a separate account, but she has an idea. Again, Ruth is for the streets. She has street knowledge. She's streetwise, all of that. So she goes into the trailer and she speaks to Peter. Are you okay? Malcolm's like, yes, we're not okay. We're not okay. And she's like, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to Peter. So he's like, I'm all right. She's like, listen, be strong. Just be strong. And he's like, what does that mean? She's like, be strong. We are with you, right? So she's trying to tell him, listen, we're going to need you. Be strong. Eventually going to get out of here. So she leaves and Malcolm's like, what's that about? And he's like, man, just shut up, man. I wish I could just kick you in your teeth. And Malcolm's like, I wish I can get out of here. We can go at it, right? So here we are with the highest, Daikon and Joan, and they are leaving the bank with some bags. Obviously, they got the money. But this is what Joan says. Well, here's all of it, right? He's like, why didn't they have all the money? What's going on with that, right? And Joan is like, oh, I'm sorry. We called ahead. And then we find out that the highest is about to buy this property that's $1.7 million. He says that he sent elder mother and the children. There's a playground there. They're going to rent, some housing to people in the area and everything else like that. And Daikon's like, why don't you tell me? He's like, I don't have to tell you everything, man. But why isn't the money there? I need you to find out what's going on. Why isn't the money there, right? So, Joan is being real quiet. Again, last episode, we found out that she laundered $1 million into another account with Laura's name on it as well. So Daikon doesn't know that. Only Joan, but she's being very quiet. He's like, I need you to just find out what's going on. And yeah, this is not a good thing because we have 1.7 mil to buy the property, but we need more money in order to keep it up while the business is going. Wow, a whole lot of information. So Zane rolls up on Scumbag Manny. And she's like, hey, he's like, what do you want? Why are you here? What are you doing here? She's like, hey, I want to let you know that I want to be with you. And he's like, what? I don't believe all that. Yeah, I just want you to be gentle with me. I don't want you to arm me. I want you to do it my way. Be gentle. He's like, I'm not enlightened. Do you know what that is? And she's like, no. He's like, well, I'm not doing it. She's like, well, I want you to be with me. Okay, I want to be with you. Are you not listening to me? He's like, listen, I don't want to mess around. My sources isn't working. She's like, well, what I need you to do, you don't need all of that. I just find it weird that she's just following the direction of Lacey to go and get with Manny, even though she doesn't want to. And she's like, well, you know what? Well, I'm going to wait for you and I'll be here for you, looking in his eyes and all of this and that. And it's like, Manny doesn't believe. He's like, just go away. Just go away. But he's looking at her like, maybe I should. We know he's a box of rocks. He ain't really too smart. So Bridget catches Lewis and this girl in the act in this little outhouse, and she's trying to cover herself. He's like, go. And she's like, I knew it, right? Covering herself up. This guy was getting busy with another young girl, saying that he loved Bridget, but he's messing around. And yes, Bridget is like, you're disgusting. I knew it. And then she walks away and runs away. And of course, Lewis is trying to chase after her and everything else like that. Here comes Ruth, like, what the heck is going on? What are you doing, man? Oh, she caught me doing this, that, and the third. She's like, yo, can't you just keep it in your pants, man? You got to stay focused. She's going to mess things up, man. She's going to mess things up. It's like, yeah, man, like she's really jealous and da-da-da-da. And Ruth was like, listen, I'll be damned if I let her mess things up. Stick to the plan, man. Like, stick to the plan. You're bugging out, man. You know what I'm saying? Stay focused, dog. Stay focused. Here comes Elder Madamava. What is going on here? Like, why are you talking to the man? Why is he fixing his pants? And she's like, you know what? You're always wrong in the wrong place. Like, you know what? Don't worry about it. She's like, tell him to go. And she's like, no, you stay here. What is going on? Why are you talking to him about this? And she's like, tell him. And then Ruth was like, you know what? Your food is terrible and it's giving him the runs. He was supposed to be at his post and he has the runs now, And she's like, just go, right? So go to the bathroom. Act like you go to the bathroom. She's like, what? My food, there's nothing wrong with my food. What you talking about? She's like, you know what? You're slipping. Your food is messed up and it's giving the men the runs. And she's like, don't you dare talk about my food like that. We've been doing this for too long and you're just wrong. And she's like, what? Are you talking to me? Like I am the wife to be. I'm about to have the highestest baby. You better calm down. She's like, elder mother's getting extremely mad, but she's like, what you say? What you say to me? What you say to me, elder mother? And she's like, calm down. Raku, calm me down, right? So she's getting so upset, but she's calling on the Raku. And Ruthless like, get up out of here. Get up out of here. Skedaddle. Skeet. Like, go. Like, leave me alone. And elder mother walks away like, oh, Raku, save me. Raku, Raku. She's like, get along, run along if you can. She's like, you can call on the Raku, but he ain't helping you run faster. This was hilarious. So here we are back in the van. They're going back to the campus, and Daikon and Joan are talking. And, she's like, oh, I like how you take care of him. And Daikon's like, yeah, you're very good at what you do. I was watching you. And she thinks that he's flirting with her. He's like, yeah, you're really good with the numbers, the language. But I want to ask you a question. She's all like blushing and stuff. He's like, what's this account right here? Right? And she's like, okay, let me get my glasses, right? Again, remember, Joan opened up another account and put $1 million in it. That's the money that's missing. So she's looking and she's saying, oh, that's one of the cartel's accounts, da da da. So Daikon's like, listen, if I look it up, then is it gonna be the cartel? She's like, yeah, yeah. Or maybe you set up an account. And she's like, oh my God, how can you accuse me of that? I've gave up everything and, for the highest, I would never do that. He's like, okay. He don't believe her, but she's just like, nobody's ever accused me of this. And da-da. She's really playing it hard because she knows that she has a separate account. And he's like, shh, just be quiet. Calm down, okay, right? Nobody's ever accused me of that. I can't believe it. I'm so upset. And she's really playing the role. No tears are coming out of her eyes. Yeah, Daikon is on to her, and he is going to find out eventually that she has a separate account with the $1 million that's missing with Laura's name on it. He is on her, and he eventually will find out what's going on. So here we go. River goes into the kitchen. He goes into the closet area to find the little poison so he could put it in the food to take out Peter so Peter won't snitch on him as being his lover. And he's looking around and he finds whatever. He doesn't know what he's looking for, but he's looking for whatever it is. All of a sudden he hears elder mother's voice. To the rock, oh my God, she thinks she's better than me. And then we hear elder mother say, I'm going to make sure that she doesn't have the baby. I'm going to make sure she doesn't have the baby. She thinks she's better than me. And then she sees River and she's like, what are you doing here? Huh? Answer me. What are you doing here? He's trying to hide behind a garbage can. Like, come on, River. She sees you, man. You're hiding in plain sight. She's like, what are you doing here? Answer me right now. And yes, your boy River is caught. What is he going to say to get out of this? We shall find out in the next episode of Tyler Perry's Ruthless.